There's absolutely nothing wrong with living with a keen awareness that the soul is porous. And that's why it's very important to have guardrails. And I know people talk a lot about boundaries, but they're really just guardrails. Because you understand that your soul, which is your mind, your will, your emotions, your intellect, they need protection. You don't want things flowing in there that could potentially rework, reshape, missense, or grotesque you. I say all this to say, don't allow people's perversions to become your perversions. Don't allow somebody to convince you that dysfunctionality is acceptable. There is nothing wrong with wanting peace, love, respect, reciprocity, maturity, dignity, accountability, authenticity, trust, loyalty. Being that person and expecting it back. Don't allow people to convince you that you're asking for too much. Anytime somebody's trying to convince you that you're too much or you're impossible, that's somebody letting you know that they have no need to grow up, to mature, and they have no interest in just being a decent person, an evolving, growing person. They like where they are. They love their chaos. They like their demons. They've created a conducive environment for spirits they have come into agreement with to express themselves through them, for these disembodied spirits to think through them, to speak through them, and to fulfill their lustful, sinful desires through them. That's what that person is telling you. That doesn't have to be your reality. Because what they will not be honest about is that when you come to a place where you have abrogated or atrophied or seared your conscience, and there are certain guardrails you've run through and destroyed and dismantled, you lose peace. You lose self-respect. You carry a pervasive, intrusive, heavy shame with you all the time. And you go around life feeling unworthy, extremely insecure. And the way they deal with that kind of disposition is that they use pride and arrogance, bullying, and a fake superiority complex to make other people feel like they feel within. But they refuse to lay down their pride, cry out to God to restore them, to restore their souls. And another thing they will not be honest about is that the very thing they were chasing, which is a life without rules and taking any accountability and indulging your sinful desires, is that they've become slaves to those desires. And what they will not admit is that Satan is a cruel master. There is no mercy. Your desires will run you and rule you and ruin your life. Don't allow somebody to convince you that dysfunction is normal, that perversion is normal. It's not normal for you to live with somebody who's okay with indulging and watching porn or adult content. And it's okay because he's just watching. He's not doing anything. Meanwhile, his mind is a cesspool. And highly likely you're required to do certain things that make you feel uncomfortable. It's not normal. Ska tlogela motho go dira social experiment. O bonna case study. Motho a tla go ruta manyala di nonsense di rubbish tse di kontle tsa ko strateng. You don't want to be so reshaped that once that person is done and finished with you, your appetites have changed. You now have a desire to do things you don't even understand. Lebala body 50 shades of manyala, go a shapanwa ka di-chain, go na le diloko, matlakala otlhe le maragaraga, di-mix masala concoction. Ha o kopana le motho o batlang yala go dira dilo tse di siameng, wa go bora. Because o tlogetse motho a kgotlhana le di-desire tsa gago, o tlogetse motho a tsena mo teng ga mowa gago, a go ruta dilo tsa mademoni. Go na le batho ba ba dirang metlholo mo ntleng. Go na le batho ba ba ineileng dilo di le dintsi mo ntleng. Ska tlogela motho a tla go ruta dilo tse leng gore ha sena go hetse ka wena, ha o sa tlhole o ikitse gore o mang. Ha o sa tlhole o siame mo teng ga pelo ya gago. Ba go rutile dilo tse leng gore di a kgakgamatsa. Di tsitsibana mmele. E re kopana le motho mo ntle mo re wa nyalang ha e le nako ya go dira dilo tsa batho ba ba tonna, motho wa modimo o tswa sia mo teng ga kamore. Motho wa modimo o tswa sia mo teng ga kamoreng ka gore o mo kopa gore a dire dilo tse leng gore ruri ke madimone la ka le thusa. Ska tlogela motho a tla go ruta di-nonsense. Sa tlogela motho a tla go rare go sheba adult content go normal. Le dire dilo tse le di bona mo dilong tseo. Na le di-boundary. Ithate. O itlotle. Ska tlogela motho a go rare go reka dipale, o tle go di itsenya mo teng ga gago, o ira ka metlholo. Nyina ha o la kgotlhana ka dilo tse di tshisimosang. Na le di-boundary, ngwana modimo. O ska tlogela motho a tla go dira social experiment.